Hello, friends. Back. I know, it's been 80-something days and you've been patiently waiting for the next video to come out. Well, here it is. Winter's been kind of tough this year. You know, I am retired now, so I really don't have the need to leave my house in the wintertime. I think that's pretty much what kept me off the road. I had really nowhere to go. Not going to say that it is springtime, far from it. We still have another couple of months of nonsense to go through, you know, before this the weather stabilizes, yada yada yada. You guys know the deal. So once again, if you could like, subscribe, notifications, yada yada yada, you know the deal. You know, comment down below if you feel the need to. Opine, don't mind. I actually enjoy it, so feel free to do that. All right. Enough of nothing, guys. It's it's not easy coming up with these topics sometimes, and usually it's just you got stuff floating around in your head, and that's exactly what today was. Because out of curiosity, I went searching. It's like, how far can you push your trike performance-wise? You know how? And I'm okay. Yeah, because that has, Jesus Christ. This is one of the remnants of the winter time, as the roads suck even more than usual. So let me preface what I mean by performance, because it's like, performance is like how much power and speed, yada yada yada. But you know, when I say how far can you push it, it's more a question of maneuverability. When are you going to lose control of your trike? Does that make sense? Yeah, when are you going to lose control of your trike? And unfortunately, I don't have an answer. I really don't, because there's no information. That's the fun thing, is there's no information. No one's putting out any videos, so it's like I don't have a baseline. So there's a simple way of testing. It's not really simple, it's very complicated, but you go to parking lot, you mark out a distance that'll give you a diameter, and you simply drive your vehicle, doesn't matter what it is, in a circle around that point, and you go faster and faster and faster, and that will cause more G's to the outside of that circle, and at some point something's going to give. So you're either going to flip over, or you're going to lose traction and something's going to slide out. And on that particular day, with that particular setup, etc., you have a baseline of how sticky your vehicle is. You know, that's not the most scientific thing in the world, but, you know, because performance-wise with the trikes here, with the Can-Ams, I think that they're like electronically topped off at like 100, let's just say 120. It's probably more like 115 or 112, whatever. But at 120, the computer is not going to give you anything more. Maybe if you're going downhill, you could squeak out a few more, but pretty much no. So speed-wise, you're pretty limited, okay? And yes, these engines are capable of taking you way above 120. So once you get past that, okay, 120 is not bad. It's, you know, if you want more than that, you're on the wrong machine. You probably have some sort of death wish, especially if you keep yourself above 120 for any period of time. But that's your choice, you know. Just please make sure you have the right gear on if you're going to do something so insane. But to each his own. Okay, so that's the speed thing. The turn thing with these trikes is also a bit strange. If you're on two wheels, you got to lean in, you know. Now, yes, it is reflexive, etc. You learn by experience. You get comfortable doing it. It's physics. It's all physics. But you'll get through your turn. And, you know, the faster you go, the more you lean over, or the more you got to transfer the weight to the inside of the turn. There are pegs, and there are things on the left and right-hand side of your bike down low that will be in contact with the pavement, so you do have a physical limit to how low you can lean. And of course, you could always adjust your body instead of the bike. You know, you could do these things. You don't do that with trikes. Trikes stay nice and flat and go around the corner, and they're supposed to stay flat. Yet they do have this little thing called the VSS, the Vehicle Stability System, or yeah, whatever. This is one of those helps and hindrances, because if you want to get wacky and wild and you want to sling this thing around corners, you will probably cause the VSS to kick in. What does that mean? That means it's going to hit your brakes, close your throttle, and bring your tires back down to earth where they belong. And some people don't like that. They do not like their computer interfering with their sense of joy, okay? I'm not that guy. You know, I like to keep all three down. And to the best of my knowledge, there's no way to override that system either, so it's not like you can disable it. You know, you can change your ride mode, but you can't turn it off. You can only tamp it down, turn it down a little bit. So take that for what it's worth. Yeah, so you're not going to override your VSS. Now, the thing is this, the one thing you have to understand is that it all comes down to traction. Your connection to the road is all based on friction. The more you have, the harder it is to go faster. The less you have, the harder it is to control. And so it all comes down to traction. And you have your stock tires. Are they the best? No. Are they fine? They're adequate. Yes, they've been tested, I'm sure. They have new ones now, the XPSs, yada, yada, yada. When you go around a curve, the thing that's going to limit how fast you can go is when do you lose your grip on the road. And that's also one of those, there's way too many variables to count. Like right now, you know, there's still a thin layer of salt on these roads. It hasn't rained in a while, so this is like a powdered salt. If it was the rock salt, it'd be a lot worse, but it's still not ideal. You know, there's light oil down the center lane of the lane here. You know, there's variations of the type of asphalt being used. It'll go from this to concrete. It's new, it's old. You know, and all these things are factors that have to be taken into account. Under most conditions, you should be able to get around the corner if you're not overly aggressive. Let's just leave it at that. But the more you push it, the more these factors come into play. You know, it's like if you ever seen like these motorcycle crash video compilations they have on YouTube. You know, guys just driving normally, just like this. You know, I'm not pushing it. You know, there's too many speed cameras. But I'm not pushing it. But you know, you come around this corner, there's some loose gravel. Your back end is going to slide out to the left, and now you're going to be fishtailing, and you're not going to be prepared for it. And then it comes down to, do you get your traction back? Yes, no. What's your reaction speed? You know, if you really want to know what these things can do, and you could afford to get a new one, and you have good medical coverage, go to a track. You know, go someplace where you can flip over, push this thing into an embankment and still walk away and not hurt anybody else but yourself. And then just get another Ryker or a Spyder or whatever. Because it does kind of shock me that no one, you know, no one's putting out these videos. And I'm talking about like as an actual instruction or a scientific approach to it. You know, we've all seen the videos of people doing stupid shit. And that's fine, you know, but sometimes they cover up their speed. The camera plays tricks on you. Like around here, it's like, well, around here, we got this thing called the Atlantic City Expressway. And it basically is a highway that connects Atlantic City to Philadelphia. So it runs right across the width of New Jersey. You can look it up on Google Maps or whatever. But I was watching a video back in the day, a bunch of guys from Philadelphia, and they all have Spyders and Rykers and stuff. And they drove or rode from Philadelphia to Atlantic City in a ridiculously short amount of time. And don't get me wrong, they were not doing it in a responsible manner. Let's just leave it at that. So there's a lot of weaving, a lot of mobbing. It wasn't one guy, there was a whole pack of them. But, you know, as far as I know, no one flipped over. But that being said, it's a relatively straight highway. Relatively. There are curves in it, but nothing serious. You know, it isn't an actual highway. It does give an inkling that these things were, and you know, like I said, my point is this with that. They had to be pegged at top speed the entire time to make it the time they quoted. There's like physically no other way you could do it. So you could say that they were at least doing 115 the whole ride. And they're weaving in and out of traffic, you know. Then again, I don't know if any of them made any modifications, stuff like that. So I would think also, and like I said, I'm throwing these ideas out there. Please comment if you know more than me. But my thinking is, if there's a car in front of you, then you should be able to keep up with the car. You know, if the car's not flipping over, why would you? Is that plausible? Does that idea carry water? Tell me. Now, would I say that a two-wheel motorcycle in front of you, can you keep up with that? You know, guys, I'm probably going to go with a no on that one. I do think that a two-wheel motorcycle will outperform you, just based on the physics and the fact that, especially if it's a sport bike, it's probably got some racing heritage or DNA in it, so it's probably designed to do extreme things right out of the factory. And obviously, the closer you have it to a track bike, the more track-like riding you could do, I would guess. All things considered. So does that answer the question? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just something. Well, you gonna stop here? Check off. Yeah. So it's basically just something to think about. I'm not here to, you know, especially on something like this. You know, you listen to people on the internet. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, well, the guy on the internet said I could do this turn at 120 miles an hour. And I don't think anyone's telling you that. I sure as hell ain't. So, but the thing is this. The only thing I could tell you is that if anything, you're going to have to approach this rationally. Okay? Number one, know what your experience and skill level is. You know, take the factors into account that, you know, how fast can you react? Have you been in this situation before? You know, do you know your machine? Are you experienced with what you're actually on? Okay, these are factors. What is this crap? Sawdust. You know, so that's you. Next thing is your vehicle. You have to know your vehicle's limitations. How much traction you got on the tire, how much tread there is, the temperature, inflation. Are your systems all working properly? And the third is the environment. Where are you going to go play? You know, if you're going to go do this back down some backcountry road, okay, fine, that's your life, do what you want. But check the road first, make sure there's not gravel or potholes anywhere. You know, you come zipping around a corner and you hit a patch of schmutz, your day's over. So if you're gonna experiment, you know, do a pass first, check out the conditions, and you know, listen, I'm a realist. You could do what you want with your own life, but you know, just be responsible with everybody else's. I think that's fair. You know, you don't want to wear a helmet. The only one that hurts is you, and I don't really give a shit. You know, but if you're gonna ride like an asshole, please don't do it around me. You know, I'm not saying don't. I'm not going to scold you about it, but you know, unless I know about it, probably don't do it around me or anybody else. I mean, quite frankly, I hope this helps. I don't know if it does, it doesn't. You know, I'm just throwing it out there, something to talk about. And never ride outside of your comfort limit. I mean, that's the most sage advice I could give you. Just, if it ain't comfortable for you, don't do it. If you have to work up to it, then work up to it. If you have no inclination to work up to it, then no. It's that simple. These things are meant to be enjoyed, okay? So enjoy them. And if that means you want to push it real good. Okay, I'm probably going to wrap this up right around now. I'll tell you that there will be more videos coming. If you stayed this long, I appreciate it. As it gets warmer, I'll put more stuff out. I do have some rides planned, and I'm sure I'll have a topic or two opine about at some point. Like I tell you this much, probably the next video you're going to see from me is that I got new floorboards here for this Ryker from Le Monster Garage. Not sponsored. I don't know if I have to say that or not, but I'll say it anyway. I got their nitro floorboards for the Spyder, and I fell in love with those things. These things are awesome. And if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I put the OEM floorboards on this thing, and they are horrendous. They suck, and I took them off. Yeah, so the next video should be me installing them. Yeah, I hope you guys aren't disappointed that I'm not demonstrating any of this to you. But if you made it this far, you paid attention. As I told you, the road conditions here aren't the best. All right, every road here has been torn up from plows. They're all covered in salt, and it's populated by idiots that don't know how to drive for shit. Oh, and of course, Big Brother is electronically monitoring every move you make. And also, on a personal level, like I said, it's the environment, the machine, and you. My back is still a little tweaked, so and I haven't been riding in a while consistently, so I gotta get the feeling back, if that makes sense. Well, maybe you should have done the video later. Well, maybe I should have. But it's in my head today. And who knows what'll be in my head tomorrow. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you found it enjoyable. Please, once again, like, subscribe, yada yada yada. Catch you in the next one. Ride safe. Bye bye.